Today is Monday, May 25th, 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have decided not to hold the traditional Memorial Day service. We will be honoring those we have lost with reading of the Avenue of Flags. I would like to take this moment to apologize for not raising the Avenue of Flags this weekend. However, due to the risk of severe weather, the American Legion members decided not to raise the flags. That is our standard procedure, not to raise the flags during severe weather. Weather permitting, we will place the Avenue of Flags on the 4th of July weekend. With that being said, Jeff Owens will read the roll call of the American Legion Avenue of Flags. Jeff?
Thank you, Commander. The Memorial Day, May 25th, 2020, the 2020 roll call of the Avenue of Flags. Albert E. Erty, Ralph M. Akers, Robert W. Albrecht, George J. Alt, Robert L. Ammett Sr., Morris W. Anderson, Albert Paul Anger, Jack E. Anger, Paul J. Anger, Richard Francis Anger, Shirley A. Anger, Edwin L. Ascom, Robert R. Ascom, Virgil S. Ascom, Peter A. Attolino, Dennis N. Bailey, Frederick Bailey, Kenneth H. Bailey, Edward A. Baldwin, Richard M. Ballou, Robert F. Barkley, Lester J. Barkhurst, Walter W. Barnes, Wilbur Barnhart, Kenneth J. Baugh, Chester E. Beach, Richard Beaver, Don E. Bemis, Lindley L. Burkett, Howard A. Bjork, Robert S. Black Sr., Nahum W. Blackman, John T. Blair, John G. Bowden, Perry L. Bodie, Catherine Pettit Bothell, Leroy Bothell, Louis E. Bothell, Cecil I. Bowie, Robert A. Bound, Earl R. Boyd, Robert W. Brooke, Thomas Finley Brooke, Harold Brooks, Preston W. Brown, Keith M. Bryan, Clarence P. Buckman, Marion Burnett, Harvey W. Burr, Lon C. Burr, Ronald D. Butler, Donald D. Kane, Earl R. Campbell, James C. Carey, John W. Carey, Charles Ozzie Carter, Jerry Dwayne Carter, Vernon W. Carter, Wayne S. Carter, Claude F. Caskey, Donald R. Shelf, H. Henneth Shelf, Dale R. Christensen, Keith Dwayne Christensen, William P. Klein, Francis L. Coder, Arthur L. Collins, Patrick R. Connor, David G. Cook, Gerald W. Costello, Dennis Cox, Clarence Crease, Lawrence Pick Crease, Leroy N. Crook, Albert J. Dahlfeld, Dwight E. Davis, Henry Dirksen, Harold W. Detweiler, Earl E. DeVore, Kevin L. DeVore, Lyle H. Dickinson, Robert E. Dittmers, Carl L. Dotson, Glenn C. Dotson, Cheryl B. Dotson, J. L. Duncan, Alvin Edwards, James D. Elder, Stanley Elder, Chester B. Ellison, Stephen C. Enderly, Charles M. Evans, William B. Eves, John Lewis Federland, Marvin J. Finnegan, Virgil L. Fisher, John Fitzgerald, Mildred Fitzgerald, Guy N. Flater Jr., Robert D. Ford, August P. Gatsky, Herbert Gatsky, Raymond E. Gerke, Wilbur A. Goodale, Ethel M. Gregg, Stanley E. Gregory, Edward E. Hale, Howard Harmon, Virgil W. Harnett, Marshall N. Hawley, Eldon F. Hayes, Lester Hayes, Dale C. Hazlett, John Heath, Leroy V. Heath, Ray S. Heath, Dana W. Hecker, Lester H. Henderson, William I. Hetherington, Russell D. Hildebrand, William D. Buck Hilton, Roland C. Heim, Lester J. Hines, Ronald D. Hines, Kenneth L. Hintz, Daniel E. Hayes, Richard S. Hole, Gail Alfred Hollenbeck, Richard H. Hood, Leslie J. Hoddle, Louis Hudgens, Jane M. Buckman Husted, Robert C. Jack, Donald L. Jacobson, Lester F. Janney, Richard Janney, V. L. Jarvis, Charles W. Yaley, Clarence A. John Jr., Maynard L. Johnson, O. Q. Johnson, O. Q. Sonny Johnson, Roy M. Johnson, Robert C. Johnston, Roger Lee Johnston, Robert A. Kailberg, Cletus J. Casca, Harold O. Keel, Clifford L. Keith, Darrell Sprout Keith, Donald T. Keith, Richard E. Keith, Vernon D. Keith, J.C. Kelly, Philip A. Kephart, Kenneth B. Kerr, Claude W. Kimsey, Donald M. Kirby, George M. Kirby, Harold C. Kirby, John L. Kirby, Marion Pete Klein, Peter James Koenig, Irvin C. Kruger, Richard Loop Lane, Lester Larson, Cleo Leggins, Kenneth Leggins, George W. Lewis, Harry F. Lewis, Robert E. Lewis, Francis J. Lindell, Roy Edward Linnell, Jack B. Lloyd, Donald R. Latinsky, Charles E. Mackey, Glenn E. McGowan, Howard McGowan, Wayne Barney Maurer, Gerald J. Meade, John E. McIntyre, Warren E. McIntyre, Jack L. McIntosh, Leslie H. McKillop, Orville F. Millick, Bill Meredith, Charles S. Miller, Fred W. Miller, Evans V. Morris, Rodney W. Morris, Albert L. Morrison, Amos Morrison, Bruce K. Morrison, Harold Sam Morrison, Larry D. Morrison, Robert L. Morrison, Roy H. Morrison, William M. Morrison, Clark L. Mosier, Arnold Malink Sr., John E. Malink, John H. Nath, Otto H. Nielsen, Penny J. Neubauer, James Morris Nevins, Benjamin F. Nichols, Harold Knoll, Ella M. Noring, Arliss Bud Novy, R. Dean Odell, Verlin W. Olson, Anthony E. Ozendorf, John H. Ort, Billy B. Otto, Donald F. Owen, Richard R. Owen, Gilbert Priesig, Leroy K. Priesig, Philip B. Peak, Raymond Francis Pelzer, Ernest E. Peters, Richard A. Peters, Dalton Johnny Phillips, James E. Phillips, Mansell L. Phillips, Lester E. Payne, Richard D. Payne, Albert F. Pullman, Lorenz E. Polk, William H. Paulson, Wayne Propes, Alva T. Proctor, James E. Ryer, Richard Reilly, Cheryl M. Riddle, Carl Rock, Charlie Rockwell, Milton L. Rockwell, Wesley Rockwell, Willard Rockwell, William Leo Rockwell, Jerry D. Rossman, Niles C. Roselle Sr., Joseph Joe Ryan, Leroy V. Sanders, Edward J. Schermerhorn, Carl W. Shealy, Otto Schroeder, Donald M. Schultz, Victor F. Schweer, Albert R. Scott, Charles A. Scott, Lloyd E. Simpson, Edward F. Sloan, James Sloan, Thomas P. Sloan, Stanley E. Small, Bruce A. Smith, Dale F. Smith, Glenn P. Smith, Herschel C. Smith, Wayne Edward Smith, Pamela J. McGowan Snyder, Harold G. Spilger, Leland W. Spilger, Merlin Philip Spilger, Clifford M. Spinden, Logan W. Steen, Darrell E. Sterner, Harlan G. Sterner, Glenn Stillinger, Emmett T. Sullivan, Robert F. Sullivan, Dwayne E. Thomas, Arthur A. Thompson, Lowell Thurnis, Stanton E. Thurnis, Curtis Wayne Utley, Kenneth Van Atta, Ronald L. Vitapo, Lloyd Walks, Charles E. Waite, G. Gaylord Walker, L. Lyle Walker, Howard A. Waters, Fred J. Weiss, Emmer Busty Webb, William S. Webb, Harold V. Weinert Sr., Laverne A. Chubb Weinert, Albert J. Weiss, Noble Bob White, Neil O. Wicks, Charles K. Widner, Guy J. Winnicky, Harlan Chick Weiss, Paul Weiss, David B. Wilson, Donald F. Wilson, John B. Wilson, J. Gaylord Wilson, Keith Martin Windus, Lauren Sam Windus, Edmund James Winfield, Donald James Winnington, Charles Richard Wolfe, Curtis Wiesenberg, Ray Wiesenberg, Robert A. Yarrington, William K. Yarrington, John Yingling. We remember with honor all who served, and especially those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Thank you.